Good morning, dear children. I hope you all are safe and making a good use of this time to prepare for your board exams. Children, today we'll be doing poem number 2 from your textbook First Flight, which is Fire and Ice, written by Robert Frost. So, your previous poem, Dust of Snow, it is also written by Robert Frost, and so you all know who Robert Frost was, what kind of a poet he was, what kind of poetries did he used to write. Okay, so children, let me give you a brief introduction to this poem. So children, this poem, Fire and Ice, expresses the profound idea that the world would end in either of two ways, either by ice or fire. Both the components are compared with self-destructing human emotions, hatred and desire. The poem very artistically underpins the philosophy that we let our emotions rule us, and if do not control them, they'll surely destroy everything around us. Now, in this poem, Fire and Ice, the meaning of fire and ice is as follows. For the poet, fire means the burning desire for the material things, and it is used as a symbol of violent passions like anger, cruelty, brutality, etc. And ice, it has a symbolic significance and represents cold feelings like hatred, indifference, jealousy, self-centeredness, etc. So you have to keep in mind the meaning of both these words, fire and ice, and in what context have they been used in the poem. So let's proceed. Open your books and read along with me. Stanza 1. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. So, like I told you, the poem expresses the idea that the world would end in either of the two ways, either by ice or fire. And now in the first stanza, one group is of the opinion that someday the earth's core will get so heated up that it would lead to fire, destroying the earth's surface. And on the other hand, the second group says that if temperature goes down to an extent that makes life on earth impossible, it would have the same catastrophic effect. The poet then compares fire and ice with destructive features of human emotions, desire and hatred. He says that from what he is aware about fiery desires, he would favor the ones who say that it would be fire. So the poet is supporting those who say that the world will end in fire. By saying so, he brings about the idea that it is the desire that make the people greedy, materialistic and deceitful. So, in this stanza number 1, which we have read just now and I have explained you, ice is symbolic of feelings like hatred, apathy, indifference, jealousy, self-centeredness and insensitivity. And desire refers to, like I told you, desire refers to uncontrolled passions. Now we move on to stanza number 2. So let us read together. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So now in this stanza, the poet continues his idea that the world will perish, but the force of destruction is completely in contrast to the force in the first stanza. So, then by not waiving off the first option of fire, he considers if the world has to expire twice, ice would be equally competent in ending it. He brings about a contrast between ice and hatred. So, the human capability of insensitivity and hatred has the potential for inner destruction as well. Though slow and steady, it has the same effect that desire has on us. So, if we are given an option between fire and ice, ice would be just as good as fire to destroy the world. So, here we have to see that the end of the poem suggests that it doesn't matter which is stronger, fire or ice. Both carry the destructive elements which may annihilate the world. Okay. So this title, Fire and Ice, is very short, crisp and meaningful. And this title itself contains the whole gist of the poem. And the message given by the poem is that if human emotions of anger, lust, jealousy, hatred, and indifference keep rising, the world will sooner or later move towards a total destruction. Both the fiery and cold temperaments must be controlled for the world to survive. So, the poem contains a warning for mankind to be alert and aware of the danger in letting loose any such emotions. So, children, in this line, some say the world will end in fire, and I hold with those who favor fire. There is a literary device, alliteration. Some say the world will end in fire. Here, sir and ver sounds have been repeated. And I hold with those who favor fire. Here, first sound has been repeated. So now I really hope the poem is clear to all of you. Thank you. And if you have any queries or doubts related to the poem, get back to me. Thank you once again.